Hello guys, today this is the day after Thanksgiving, so we're gonna do something Thanksgiving-ish, considering, and also in addition, it's been a minute since this is gonna kickstart back Fenn recommends for a little bit before the next vlog series. Um, so in the next vlog series will be a chunker, so this will probably be more, Fenn recommends will probably become more of a sometimes thing than all the time thing, in all honesty. And plus, I'm not watching as many movies and TV shows as I used to, so it's going to be a bit more spread out. But we're going to get back to this weekly here. So pretty much, today we're going to talk about the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Now, this was in my top 60 favorite movies of all time video, which is ungodly long and a mistake to have it that long. Originally, when I did that list, all the movies on that list I wasn't going to do in videos because I already talked about them in there, but considering those videos, I wouldn't say they're not watchable, it's just that they're not something that's going to grab people right away. I decided to kind of break that rule and talk about some every now and then just to give them some light. The first one I'm going to talk about today is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Now, a little bit about it. It was released in 1987. It's rated R, and my phone's on the side charging, so I'm looking over here. It has my notes. It's about hour 33 long. It's not a long movie. Has 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb with about 112,000 user votes, and it has 72% on Metacritic with about 22 critics. It stars Steve Martin, John Candy. Steve Martin, he was in movies like Roxanne and LA Story, and John Candy was in movies like Spaceballs and Splash. The movie was directed by John Hughes, who was also known for The Breakfast Club. Rotten Tomatoes has it's certified fresh with 93% and 87% by audiences, with 55 critics and about 182,000 user audiences. The critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes is, thanks to the impeccable chemistry between Steve Martin and John Candy, as well as depth mix of humor and heart, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a hilarious, heartfelt holiday classic. It is. It is available. It's not available for streaming, but it's available to rent and buy on Amazon, YouTube, Google Play, PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, Redbox, Vudu, iTunes. Can't read that. AMC Theaters on Demand and DirecTV. And the DVD was released in the year 2000 actually, so quite a while ago. So it is around. You'll find it. So yeah, this is one of my favorite comedies of all time. In all honesty, I'm not a big. I don't hate comedies. There's not a lot of comedies I hate, even though a large chunk of movies, my least favorite movies of all time, are technically comedies. They're It's hard for me to get into comedies because they're kind of vanilla to me. Like, there's not, like, I don't know, a comedy can't just be a pure comedy, in my opinion. The comedy has to include something, like a comedy drama, a comedy action. I mean, comedy's just salt. I mean, you can't have just salt. You have to have a food or something to mix it in to make it work. I mean, that's why I don't. And a lot of comedies are super basic. The only comedies that work have flavor, have something unique and stand out to it, like a Will Ferrell comedy, an Adam Sandler comedy, something like that. And what I love about this movie is that, and that's another thing, the best comedies and the best movies, period, are story driven. But comedies most, because it's very easy for comedies to become all about the jokes and say, fuck the story. Who gives a shit? Let's just throw in some funny jokes and we're good. And you know what? Some movies do that and they're not bad, but they're not great. Of course, if the jokes suck, then the whole movie sucks. But comedy, yeah, but like I said, comedy is very kind of base. Like that's like the base movie is a comedy. Um, and but this movie does well is that it takes the base, but it's a very simple movie. There's not, I mean, the stakes aren't, I mean, they're kind of high, but they're not like end of the world. But the thing. All right, first talk about the ingredients. There's not really any flaws with this movie. The strength of the film is definitely the two leads. I mean, God, I mean, I've seen this movie so many times, and every time it still makes me laugh. I mean, um, it's funny. I would say comedy soundtracks aren't usually super good, but there's some reason this soundtrack just really it feels very complementative to the movie, and it just really works. It's kind of weird. I would say it's one of my favorite comedy movie soundtracks. It is probably my favorite comedy movie soundtracks, and the thing is that the soundtrack in itself isn't like, ooh, I remember the soundtrack, but it's like you watch the film, you listen to the soundtrack, it fits the movie like a glove. It is like custom for this movie. Everything works. This movie is like a machine. Like it's paced very well. Everything is well executed. It moves at a good pace. It never dwells on anything too long, and and it's a very well made movie. The comedy is relatable. Everyone's been through these situations. The characters grow, the characters become better toward the end. I mean, it's just a well executed movie. There's not a lot of me to say, and it's a Thanksgiving movie. And how many Thanksgiving movies do we know of? I mean, there's a shit ton for every other holiday, but there's none for Thanksgiving. This is a perfect film for Thanksgiving, in all honesty. And yeah, it is. It is for me. I would say pretty much. I wouldn't to say it's like the perfect comedy would kind of be I don't think insultive, but this movie's more than just a comedy. This movie is a well-made story. And and then on the side note, sometimes movies they get so wrapped up in being a genre film. It's like, ooh, we have to be an action movie. We have to be a drama. Sometimes it gets too self-indulgent. They start relying on cliches to make it more in that genre, and then it doesn't work. At least for the most part. Sometimes they do that. I mean, if you really, really want a western or really, really want a drama, you may suck all that in. But if you're looking for something that's well made and well constructed, then that may not work. And that's why I like movies that are like that do the blending. Because the thing is that comedy is like genres are usually, for my opinion, tools that become a whole movie. Like comedy is a tool in a movie, but it becomes the movie. And the same thing can be said about drama too. Horror is a little different. Horror is a black sheep thing because it's so unique compared to the other ones. Drama can can sometimes, but it's even that's a little restrictive. Um, and then you have other ones like and then action. Action is very similar to comedy in a degree. A lot of action movies have a lot of comedy and drama. It's like I said, the best movies blend the genres. They usually don't rely on one specific genre. Um, unless the genre itself is specific, like a western. I mean, this is a huge side topic. I'll table that, but but anyway, this is a great movie. There's not really and it's one of the better, my favorite John Hughes movies, and that says something because John Hughes has made a ton of great movies throughout the '80s, and a lot of them are also some of my favorite movies. But I think what stands out about this one is that this one is so. I'm not gonna say it's the purest per se, but it feels the most. I think this is really the only movie he made really where the center characters are adults. I feel like a lot of those movies he made are usually kids, teenagers, young adults, kinda. he hasn't really made a lot of movies that it's like it's all about the adults. And I think what I like about this being all adults is that it feels the most. I don't know. I guess it just feels the most like connective because I mean all his films are connective. It's kind of hard to pinpoint what separates this from other than it's aimed for adults. And I think that's probably the best difference is the fact that it is more adult driven. It's more, and it shows that even though they're adults, that doesn't mean they are incapable of changing and evolving and becoming becoming better people. And I think that's the biggest thing. But and plus, this film is just funny. It's entertaining, and the timing. I mean, by all the actors, and there's a cameo in the very beginning I'll just say it. It's not really giving anything away. You see, Kevin Bacon has a cameo in the beginning of the movie, and what happens in a lot of movies in general, is that usually when there's cameos or something, or an actor happens to be in two movies that get released in the same year, what usually happens is movies film crews and movies, they often use the same studios and they may work side by side in other studios neighboring. And sometimes, actors will be working on one movie and they get sucked into another because they're bored, they're waiting for the shot to get set up, or maybe they're looking to make some extra money or something, or out of convenience, or someone gets sick and they need someone to step in. Either way, you're probably like, hey, you want to be in like 5 minutes of footage? You got 5 minutes to be in this? And he was probably like, yeah, sure, why not? And that's what I love about it. Those surprise little, hey, this guy's in this for a few minutes. That's kind of cool, And I don't think they do that as much anymore. I don't think they really do that as much anymore. It's kind of more of an older film thing. I feel like nowadays films they they usually I feel like a lot of times if they're gonna have someone in it, there's always has to be a big point, it has to be a big thing. You can never be like, oh look, there he is. And back then they were a little bit more like that. I don't think they're as that much now, but alright, that's enough. This is a great movie. Check it out. I don't own it, otherwise I would show it the DVD off. I haven't done a lot of those lately. I should get back to some of my collections. Um, but yeah, it's a great movie. Check it out. I highly recommend it. Even though it's a little after Thanksgiving, I know it plays a lot during Christmas too. You could watch this during that time too. It kind of goes in there as well. So, but yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.